Hey there, welcome. It's Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I hope you can hear me. There are dogs barking. There is somebody with a chainsaw, I think, and there's lots of some traffic out here today, but there's also birds and such. And so again, welcome. This is a No Limits Live. My name is Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and I'm really excited to have you here today because we're going to be talking about mindset, the key to your success. And you know, why are we talking about this? So first of all, I just want to let you know, I did notice after the schedule that I put up about today's calls and the ones for the rest of the month that I didn't put in the right dates except for today. So I'm gonna change that. Sheesh. Anyways, just in case you haven't heard about me before, this is your first time seeing me, I call myself a success accelerator. And what I do is I work with high achieving women to help them to go further and faster in their career or their business, further and faster than they ever thought was possible. We work on things like procrastination, overwhelm, self-sabotage, and the imposter syndrome. And we start to annihilate all of those. So my clients, what they do is they start to just make leapfrog, or quantum leaps, let's say, towards what it is that they truly want to be living, their purpose, their big goals, and or just even more money. So all those things happen. Now, why does that happen? And well, good portion of it and a good portion of everything that I worked on with my clients and have been doing this for the last 12 years in my business is mindset. And it really is the key to your success. Now, we've heard people like Oprah and Richard Branson and those kinds of people talk about the importance of mindset. But what is mindset? And I'll talk about that in a minute. And look, okay, yeah, they're the big guys and they can be so bold to say it was mindset. But I have to tell you, I've worked with two coaches in the last number of years. And the number one thing that they say, that it's not the strategies. It's not just the strategies. It's not just the tools that you can learn. It's not just being skilled at what you're doing. Those things are all really important. Although you also probably know that there are people that you've seen that aren't very good at what they do and they still do really well. So what is that all about? Well, these two coaches that I'm talking about, one is making over $300,000 a month now. The other one is over $1 million a month now. And the thing that they talk about over and over and over again is mindset. It is mindset. So what's mindset? Well, mindset really is about your beliefs, your points of view, your conclusions that you come to, your long-held ideas about things, the way you just believe that the world works. That's your mindset. So whatever's going on in here, it's a base. It's set a base about what happens in your life. So if things aren't working out in your life, in your business or your career, then chances are, if you've been doing all kinds of other things, you've been, reading books, you've been taking courses, you've upped your strategy in marketing, you've learned about resume writing, you've learned about interviews, and you've done all this stuff, and still nothing. So then you read books about beliefs and mindset and those kinds of things. So you read books, you take online courses, maybe even worked with a coach, but still it's not working. Why is that? Why is that? Because what happens to us is when we get discouraged, all of a sudden it's like we have these big dreams and goals in our life, we're moving towards them, and nada, it's not working, it's not happening. And we lose faith in ourselves. We lose faith in the process. We think that, okay, this is as good as it gets, and things are pretty good. But when we get to that point, we're actually losing faith. That's a sad place to be. And I can tell you, one of the things when I'm working with my clients, this is what I do every day in, day out. And with each and every one of them, what we've decided, what we've worked on are some very specific beliefs that they could have never identified on their own, quite honestly. So what you need, and what we want you to do, is actually start to find something, find a way, find some tools to begin with, try those out, see if they work. Because sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it is a really good tool. My clearing process is one of those tools, and sometimes it's just a good tool and you can find on your own. But if you actually have been trying different things, having somebody else not hold you accountable, but to actually look, start talking with you and start finding out what are those beliefs, what are those points of views, what are those conclusions that you have come to that are so normal to you that you can't even, like, they just, you couldn't identify them because they're really standing in front of your face. So for instance, the other day I was, I helped a friend who her eldest son, his wife was, had done something or said something really, really terrible to my friend. And, I think family is one of the most important things to her, but she was actually considering that she was never going to be able to spend time with her son anymore because the animosity that she had towards her daughter-in-law had grown so dramatically. So what had happened is there'd been a line had been crossed, and there was a belief that my friend had, that had been crossed, and what this other gal said had meant something to her, and she made a meaning out of it that really meant to her that she was just not going to be able to see her eldest son again, or much, and which was just devastating to her. So we did, we started to go through and identify what those beliefs were. Well, now, in a very short period of time, she shifted and changed right before my eyes, and that's what happens. It's like watching people's heads explode in a really good way. and her daughter-in-law is now working with her, and they're expecting actually to all move in together. They're building a bigger house and a bigger piece of property, and they're all expecting to move in together. Well, had she not been able to, have we not been able to kind of eliminate the belief, that wouldn't be happening. Every day I work with my clients on their beliefs about their business, about getting clients, about my clients who are working on their careers, about the fact that they feel it's gonna take longer. They're gonna have to get this certification. They're gonna have to work in this job for a year or 2 years before they can apply for the next job. And then it would be kind of an interim job before they actually got the job that they really wanted. It's bananas, right? It's actually BS. That doesn't have to happen. It all comes back down to mindset. We limit ourselves. We hold ourselves back. And my job is to really make sure that you don't do that anymore. And that's why my clients go further and faster than they ever have been able to before. So, again, it's just, I'm just looking at my notes here because just looking to see if there's any other suggestions I have. But, I have a number of clients who are afraid of being visible for a variety of different reasons. Everybody has their own challenges around this, and for some very good reasons. But what it does is it stops them. It stops them maybe from being visible on their job and being able to be seen. So they don't take the actions, and that's the whole thing. Our mindset actually determines our actions. And if we are not clearing out the junk, if we're not clearing out those limiting beliefs, we stay stuck. And that's what happens. And that's what I've been working on for the last, again, over a decade now, and more actually, with my clients, is to actually get them out of those beliefs, because they don't work, right? And they keep us stuck. So if you've been feeling stuck and you don't want to be stuck anymore, then let's see about chatting. Set up a chat with me and my staff, and all you need to do is we'll just have a quick 15-minute chat to see if we can help you. And all you need to do is go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk. It is so crucial, because if you don't make these changes, nothing changes. You want to ask yourself, how long have I been in this situation? How long am I prepared to continue in this situation? Look, I have coaches. I've had coaches mostly almost all through the last 12 years that I've been in business. And what they've done for me is every time I work with a new coach, I catapult to the next level. So get the help you need. Quit being that lone superwoman, right? That he's like, I've got my cape on, I can do it all, right? Look, been there, done that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for long. So make sure that you again actually just get the help that you need. Get the help to have somebody, whether it's me or somebody else, but have somebody that can actually identify, what is that limiting belief that's stopping you, or that's holding you back, or making you and your business or your career go slower. Because I can guarantee, if you're really good at what you do and you're not getting what you want, chances are it's all mindset. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Next week, we're going to be talking about being in choice and why it... I can't read my own writing. I should have been a doctor. Being in choice, why does it matter to my work life? So again, another concept that I teach my clients about being in choice. So come and join me, same place, same time, Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific. All right, have an awesome day and go out and live a no limits life. Take care. Oh, thank you, Darcy. So Darcy, she just wrote a note. And thank you. I'm just going to read what she says because it's so, gosh darn wonderful. She goes, I just want to say that I've used Karen as a coach on a few occasions, and each time things improve. My life as a whole gets easier, my business grows, and most importantly, she helps me say no and put myself first. Thank you, Darcy. Yes, say no. Woo, put yourself first. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Darcy. That's awesome. All right. Take care. See you all soon.